of the foe, all living entities are born into delusion, bewildered by dualities arising from desire and hate. So we're not, like I say, we're not good or bad, but we're born into delusion. And that's very different. At no point does Krishna say that the soul is bad. The word bad belongs in the dictionary of duality, good and bad. These are judgments that we make ourselves based upon, what's good for me and what's bad for me. It's a relative vision. Krishna never speaks like that. But he says that when we're born into this world, we're overcome by the dualities of desire and hate. And Prabhupada would always, this is the verse that he mostly would quote actually, is the following verse, Yesham Jointa Gatam Papam. Papa. Papam is the Sanskrit word for sin. Papa. Papa. So, persons who have acted piously in previous lives in this life, whose simple reactions are completely eradicated, they get free from the dualities of delusion. So we're all born into delusion. And because of delusion, we perform sinful activities. That's what we do in this world. That's what everyone does. No one's free from that. Krishna says everyone born into this world all living entities are born into delusion. But, and then Prabhupada would emphasize, Yesham tu anta gatam papam, persons who have, anta gatam means finished. Gata is the goal, and anta means, how does that break down? Anyway, who have finished their simple activities. And that's why, Prabhupada urged us, his followers, his disciples, to bring our sinful activities to an end, which is, easier said than done. But we try to do that, because the more we can bring our simple activities to an end, the more jnanam punya karmanam, the more we can also perform, in a positive sense, pious activities. The more we can partake of, in other words, the nature of the goodly, the godly, then we get free from the dualities of delusion. You can't even remember your question, can you?
No, I can't. It wasn't addressed. There was, what about, because you said that we're born into delusion, hate and desire and these things, but the question was that the Christian will say that what's the original sin? Because the original sin means that there's some badness there for you to commit a sin, to be born into.
Original sin, okay. Sinful activity is obviously acquired by all of us. It doesn't mean that, we're bad, but yes, we do have some bad karma, of course. So, you can call that, I guess that's, if you want to use the term original sin, you could use that term, that, we all have a burden of sin that we brought with us from a past life. Original, that's a Catholic term, original sin. It's a very negative, pejorative, extremely, I would say, harmful philosophy to say that, and it is said by, Catholic theologians, that we're all essentially bad and then have to be saved from our badness.
Is that synonymous to turning away from Krishna and coming to him too? It's not some.
Yeah, absolutely. Bahir mukha means to turn away. Mukha is face. And if I turn my face away from Krishna, then exactly. That's all. I've turned away from Krishna, and so I've become overwhelmed by, his material and to forgetfulness. But that it's so important to understand that does not make me bad. It does not make me any less. It just means I've forgotten Krishna. That's all. And so the whole thing can be very quickly resolved if I can somehow be brought to remember Krishna. And that's how, devotee can do immense good in the world if we try to remind people of Krishna.
So it's just that I'm not good or bad, it's just I'm minute and fallible, and I have a tendency to
Easily overwhelmed.
completely overwhelmed.
Absolutely.
Isn't there a story about, is it Markandeya Rishi? I haven't read that far in the Bhagavatam, but he says, what about this? What is your material? What is your deluding potency like? And then he goes into an illusion. Krishna puts him in one, and then he has a household life, and he is like this and like that. And then, is there some story about?
There is a long, elaborate account of Markandeya Rishi's vision of universal destruction. Yeah, so, if my desire is to see what the world would be like without Krishna, then I can be born in London in the 21st century and I'll see, But even that's an illusion, because of course it can't be without Krishna, there's no such thing. But I could be allowed to forget Krishna. Krishna will give me that forgetfulness. He's very kind, he fulfills your desire, even if what you want to do is go away and leave her. Then Krishna will let you imagine that that's happening, even though it's not actually possible. Okay. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai! It's great